Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham News and Update show for Thursday, January 11th, 2024. Yes, we are almost at the weekend. So, yeah, we're getting there. We're climbing through. We're army crawling through this week, which is great. So, in this new year, everyone, thanks for joining. I appreciate you coming on. Like, share, subscribe, smash that like button, and get involved. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. Things are going really well. We're really enjoying this community. So please get involved, get into the chat. Also, before we get into the show, I got some feedback on my Welsh speaking. I will get better. I will get better at it. I promise. I got a little bit of stick for that, and it's fair. It's fair enough. So I promise I will get my Welsh language pronunciations better. So thank you for all the feedback and everyone on that. So thank you very much. As you can see on the thumbnail there, it is the KOP update. We have a KOP update that we're going to get to. Very important update there. And we're going to talk about Parkinson offloading some stars, Okonkwo possibly switching his allegiance from Nigeria to England just briefly. And what else are we going to talk about here? Some games being moved. But what I didn't put up there first, and I wanted to talk about this before we get into the KOP update and everything, was the about Jacob Mendy and the Gambia squad, which had an incident on plane. I thought that was more important. I didn't put it on the thumbnail, but I do want to talk about it. I think it's very important to talk about. And I'm reading here from Talksport.com. Very scary incidents. Luckily, everyone is okay. We saw them training, but let's talk about what happened real quick. So yesterday, they were flying Gambia was flying to the African Cup of Nations, and they had an incident on board. And this is from Talksport.com, and it's Josh Fordham is the reporter here who has this. So we all could have been dead. Wrexham Star was involved in the terrifying African Cup of Nations plane scare. So yes, Jacob Mendy, as you know, has been traveling to the African Cup of Nations, has been selected. So it says here the Gambia national team were involved in a terrifying incident on their flight to the African Cup of Nations on Wednesday evening. It's been reported that several players fainted due to a lack of oxygen on the aircraft. There's pictures of them looking okay now. Most of the passengers are said to have fallen asleep shortly after takeoff. Disaster was avoided, however, when the plane headed back to Gambia just after 20 minutes. The Gambia national team includes Wrexham star Jacob Mendy. We all could have been dead, said the coach, Tom Saintfiet. It's reported to have by the Telegraph. We fell asleep quickly. Me too. I had a short dream about my life, and it was done really and truly. After 9 minutes, the pilot decided to return because there was no oxygen supply. There were players who did not wake up immediately after landing. We almost got carbon monoxide poisoning. Another half hour of flying, and we all could have been dead. That's very, very scary. They go on to say there are a couple of Sadie Janko also played for ex-Manchester United youngster there. Very, very scary moments. Very, very scary moments. Another quote here says, as soon as we entered the small plane that was hired for us to fly, we noticed an immense heat that left us dripping in sweat. It was assured to us by the crew that the air conditioning would start once they were in the sky. Obviously, that did not happen. Moving on. The inhumane heat mixed with occurring lack of oxygen felt like many people with strong headaches and extreme dizziness. Furthermore, people started falling asleep minutes after entering the aircraft took off. Whilst in the air, the situation got worse, leaving the pilot with no other option than initiating an emergency landing back at the airport just 9 minutes after takeoff, which happened successfully. If it wasn't for this, the consequences could have been a lot worse. Knowing what could have happened if we would have exposed the situation any longer, airplane running out of oxygen. We're grateful for everyone that is feeling well, and the situation has been addressed going into the AFCON as being only one of the obstacles on international duty. This is unacceptable, and such has to cease with immediate effect. So that's from the AFCON, I believe, with some of their quotes there. That's very scary moment. So hopefully everyone is okay. I did see a picture of them training today. I did see Mendy training. So very scary moments. I'm glad everyone is okay. But want to put that out there too, just to address, obviously it's very important for everyone on the plane, not just Jacob and Mendy, crew and everybody on there too. Which leads me to my next thing. Before we get into the KOP update, Rob McElhenney, obviously they have won 5 Emmys on Welcome to Wrexham, so congrats to them. We talked about that with Rob and Ryan. Rob has spoken fun with his wife on Instagram or Twitter, or whatever it was, about how he brought home a trinket. But Rob will also be presenting with John Hamm and Jason Bateman, who Bateman to me is a legend. So that's fantastic. Congrats to them and congrats to the show. Everyone who works on it, Wayne, Sean Winter, who we had on the show last week, which is our show, which is great. So best of luck to them. I want to get that out there too. But let's get into the KOP update. Okay, so this comes from Wrexham.com. Wrexham Council approves application to allow all 5,500 seats to be used on the new KOP stand. Congratulations. That's a big, big win. Last year, Wrexham Council granted planning permission for a new 5,500 seater KOP stand at the Racecourse Stadium. As a condition, it was imposed limiting the capacity to 4,900 due to a restricted association for phosphate at the time. And a subsequent refusal back in November created unhappiness with some fans and lessons for the council, whatever that means, lessons. So, however, the council explained improvements to the wastewater treatment works at 5 Fords have since eased the phosphate situation within the city. As a result, an application was made in November on behalf of Wrexham Football Club for a non-material amendment to the planning permission, but this has been rejected on technical grounds. Anyways, moving forward, following the allowance, council. So this means that. Okay, here we go. Following advice from the council's planning service, a correct application to vary the restrictive condition of the original planning permission was submitted. After statutory consultation, the Welsh Water and Natural Resources Wales approved has now been granted. This means the stand, when it is built, will now be able to accommodate the 5,500 seats at full capacity. So fantastic. That is a huge win, big, big win. Congratulations to the town of Wrexham, the planning service, the Water Welsh National Resources, and everyone that is being aware of the environment and what they're doing. I think it's great. So congrats to that. And hopefully that 4 walls, what they're going to have in with the KOP there, will be something where something beautiful and somewhere where the everyone can be proud of. And I think that's great. So congrats to everyone who got that over the line. That's not easy. That is not easy. Moving on a little bit. So Fixture News Update. So the MK Dons game has been moved. So this is one we were talking about the Fixture update, and Parkinson was mentioning it. This comes from the website. So our match away at MK Dons, originally scheduled for the Saturday, January 6th, because it was moved for the Shrewsbury Town game, is now going to be played Tuesday, February 20th. So Tuesday, February 20th, that game is going to be rescheduled for them. That's going to be a 7:45 kickoff, which is a 11:45 here. So Tuesday, I'll make it work. We'll do a live watch along for it. I promise we will make that happen. So got to be able to adjust. So that is great. So remember, there were 3 games that are going to be rescheduled. This was one of them. The stadium. The MK Dons traveling away to Stadium MK. By the way, that's the first time we've been playing there since April 2008. So that's good. The other game that needs to be rearranged because of waterlogged pitch that was postponed is the Forest Green Rovers game, which is also away at the New Lawn, and the Crawley home match. That's not on the 27th due to our FA Cup progress, which we're going to be playing against Blackburn Rovers, which I still think is a great tie. Excited about that. I don't care what anyone thinks. Not that I don't care. That's rude. I do care. I'm in the minority. Let's put it that way. I'm in the minority. So that game's going to be switched. So Crawley, Forest Green, and MK Dons. So they're still waiting on communication on when the Crawley and the Forest Green Rovers games will be replayed. But the MK Dons game will be February 20th on Tuesday, 7:45 kickoff, 11:45 here, which is great. Excited about that. All right, let's go to the next topic here. Parkinson offloading stars. Just talking about offloading a few stars. This one comes from Wrexham Insider. I was looking at that today, and Leader Live, which is a paid subscription. I don't pay for it, but I would like to. I think I might do that because they have good information, and it's good to get some updates for everyone on a daily basis. So I might do that. But this one comes from the Wrexham Insider about how Parkinson could offload some of the stars. Max Wilkins, he was speaking about this on his site. He said Parkinson has now suggested to Leader Live that players will be let go this month due to interest coming in. On that, Parkinson said, there's been some interest in players who have been out of the picture, so we're looking at a few of those situations. McFadzean hasn't played. I think they mentioned McFadzean at some point there. Quote again from Parkinson: there are players who have been in the periphery a little bit, who are attracting a bit of interest, and we are in discussions with one or two clubs. So okay, that's a good insight there, because we got to move some people on. It's only a 22-man squad. He mentions that in a second here. We'll talk about that. We've got to keep a 22-man squad, and we need to think about that future. Where we're going to be. We've got some guys that we're looking at that probably might not pan out, but we'll see what happens. That striker yesterday. Okay, let's see here. Although Parkinson might not want to let anyone go and disrupt his squad, players may want to go and get more minutes, which you can't blame people who want to go out and get minutes. The two young guys that went out yesterday, I'm happy that they're going out and getting minutes. I think they should. But those are loans, obviously. Those are loans for Cushion and Davies. But we want our players to go out and get their careers going, keep them going, especially the young players. But some of these, maybe some older players. I'm not sure. Probably Hayden's one of them. I'd say Hayden. I think he's out of contract. Hayden might be one of them, even though I do like him, but he's been injured, and I don't know. Maybe there is some interest to get him off the books. Moving on, Parkinson said that I imagine that some players will be leaving the club. The 22-man squad rule dictates that. We are just reviewing where we are with our injured players and seeing when they're coming back. But obviously, we're looking at options. So, full 360 view at the club, at what's going on. Got to be. Parkinson seems to have a great control, as I mentioned, over everything. Great communication with management as well. I think it's great, and you got to be evaluating and also think about the squad, think about the disruption, and think about the players as well. So it is safe to say that there are questions being asked in transfer market by Wrexham. Outgoings have to be done before any signings, it seems. So got to move some out to get some in. That makes sense. So I would anticipate some people leaving if we do want to bring a striker in, maybe another defender, and maybe another midfielder. Not sure if that's possible, but I anticipate that happening. So January 11th today? Anticipate players going out sooner than before players come in. That's basically what's happening there. All right, that's fantastic. A lot of movement happening. For a League Two team, for a League Two team and all the League Two teams around them, there's a lot going on. Watching the Premier League and everywhere else and the Italian leagues. Yes, there's always a lot going on with this. Not a lot of people follow the League Two clubs around the world like Wrexham, but there is a lot of news. And originally, I was saying it's tough to get news out of there. But it's if you know where to look, know where to find. It's actually been a really fun and enjoying process to find great information and follow the club. So I'm having a lot of fun. Lastly, Arthur Okonkwo, Arsenal's Arthur Okonkwo, great goalkeeper. I love him. I think he's fantastic. AO Batman. He's on loan at Wrexham. He considers switching from England to Nigeria due to limited opportunities. So. Let's see what happens. I'd love to keep him in an English shirt, but if he's going to switch to Nigeria, fine. That's great. As long as he's happy and it works out for him, he's a really fantastic talent, 22 years old. So, all right, what else we got there? Yes, we have a game coming up on Saturday. We're going to do a preview show tomorrow for the Wimbledon game. We will be here live, 7 a.m., 3 p.m. kickoff there, 7 a.m. kickoff here. We'll be here 10 minutes before. We should have our interview tomorrow, was rescheduled, which is fine. I totally get things happen. So we'll do that tomorrow and a preview, and we'll be live. So like, share, subscribe. On our way to the 1,000. Really appreciate everyone's time and all the support. So it is Thursday, and on that bombshell, I will see you all soon.